Vyakaranam Jyotisham. Taittiriya Upanishad we saw Shikshavalli, right? Kalpam is the procedure of performing rituals. They have to study, all the priests, they have to study that. Anyway, out of these three things are very important. Padashastram, Vakyashastram and Tarkashastram, Pramanashastram. Padashastram means the knowledge of language, because communication is in language. If the medium is English, one should know English. And the texts are all in Sanskrit. A little bit of Sanskrit knowledge also helps. This is called Padashastram. Second one is Tarkashastram or Pramanashastram. Logical thinking. I should know how to think properly. Proper thinking is communicated through language. Sound simple for thought. Thinking is proper, but language is not proper, then communication will not take place. Misunderstanding will take place. Suppose thinking is false but eloquently communicated is Andha Parampara. All other schools of thoughts eloquently communicated, but thinking is false. All politicians, Indian politicians especially, without any topic they can talk 2 hours, 3 hours. My God, what a capacity. And audience is spellbound, Audience are listening. Successful communication is possible only when there is right thinking and appropriate language to transfer the thoughts. So, right thinking requires Tarkashastram. Proper teaching requires Padashastram. There is a verse in, I think it is in Subhashidani, I don't know. Shaptashastram yat puman vaktumichchadi vajas sabhantare rodhumichchadi vane madutkadam hastinam kamalanala tantuna. Is there? There. No. Suppose without learning the language, Shapta Shastram Anadhitya Yat Puman. Suppose without learning the language properly, a person wants to give a discourse on an advanced subject amidst a learned audience. It is like a person wants to catch a wild elephant in rut with a lotus stalk. It is laughable. Hastinam kamala nala tantuna madotkadam hastinam rodhu michchati vane madotkadam hastinam kamala nala tantuna. So this is Padashastram, Shabdashastram, Vakyashastram or Mimamsa Shastram. Special skill in interpreting the Vedas. Scriptural interpretation, like a constitutional lawyer has the ability to interpret the law properly. So too, Mimamsa Shastra help you to interpret proper meaning. Sat and Asat before creation. Vidyaya mokshaha, avidyaya amokshaha. With Mimamsa Shastra, you will study later in Brahma Sutra. Padavakya Pramana Paravarinaha. That is the Guru's title. Padavakya Pramana Paravarinaha. Title of this Guru, an Acharya who is skilled in these three. If an ordinary Acharya is skilled in these three, then what to talk about Dakshinamurti? He is much more. So therefore, Nithaye Sarva Vidyanam. All type of knowledge, he is the abode. Everything has come from him only. All type of knowledge. A teacher also should be a master of psychology, like amanitvam, adambitvam, etc., because mind is used regularly. Bhavaroginam bhishaje. Dakshinamurti is the greatest doctor. Vaidyanatha, Lord of all doctors. He is specialized in Bhavarogaha. Samsara affected by virus. What is virus full form? Vital information resources under siege. Virus. Vital information resources under siege. Virus. Similarly, Ajnanam virus has suppressed what? Knowledge. Vital knowledge under siege. The antivirus treatment is knowledge, right knowledge. Bhavaha means janmaha, punaha punaha jayate. Bhava also means to be. Bhav, to be. I want to be different. This is a problem. You are not able to accept you as you are. You want to be different. If you are not beautiful, how to become beautiful? And if you become beautiful, you become the best. What is that? Miss Universe. So that's called Bhavaroga. Not accepting as you are. That is our roga actually. If you are not rich, you want to be. If you are poor, you want to be rich. Rich want to be richer. You want to be top in the proper. That what magazine is that? Yeah. Millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire now. Okay. Gurave Sarvalokana is Guru for all. Shishya, but he himself is not a Shishya. That is the beauty of this Guru. Then, next one. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha-jnanaika-murtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Prostrations to Dakshinamurti, Nirmalaya, free from impurities like Ajnanam, Ahankara, Punya Papa Karma, Sugadukha Balam, all these are called Malam, impurities. So impurities are in the form of Punya Papa, Ajnanam, Ahankara, Sugadukha Balam, all these are called Malam. Ahankara include all other impurities, Manittum, Dambittum, etc. When one is free from all these impurities, one is called Prashantaha. Shantam. Atvaya Prameya Manakam Nirvana Shanti Pradam. There was a Vandana sloga in Ramayana. Yes. Shantam Nirvana Shanti Pradam. So unless you are Shanti yourself, you can't give Shanti to others. So that's Shantaha, Prashantaha, Prakashena Shantaha. This Shanti is what? Free from ego. Then only that Prashanta state comes. So long as ego is there, Shanti is not possible. Ego will take you to something or other trip. Pranavarthaya, the one who is the meaning of the Pranava, which is Omkara. Dakshinamurti is said to be the meaning of the word Omkara. Pranava has got two parts. One is sound and the second is silence. Before and after the chanting of Om, silence is an integral part of Om. Sound is Saguna Dakshinamurti, Akara, Ukara, Makara. Silence is Nirguna Dakshinamurti. We saw that in Mandukya elaborately about Omkara, isn't it? So Akara, Ukara, Makara is equal to 3 Saguna aspect of Dakshinamurti. Virat, A stands for Virat, U stands for Hiranyagarbha, Ma stands for Ishvara, Antaryami. Stula, Sukshma, Karana. Silence part of Omkara is Nirguna aspect of Dakshinamurti. This is the ideal name for the Lord which called Pranava. Pranava word comes from root Nu. Nu means to name. Nuyate abhitiyate iti navaha. That which is the name, pra means proper, plus nava, proper name. Pranava means proper name. Nirgunaswarupa is equal to attributous nature is the Lord's natural form, real name. So Bhagavan's name also to be appropriate, right? Anvartham. You cannot put name like Krishna, Govinda, Rama. It's okay for a particular avatara. But when you say Rama, it cannot be Krishna. If you say Krishna, it cannot be Rama. That's why Hare Krishna people, they changed it also, the mantra. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So they changed it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, they started. Krishna should be first, then only Rama. What can you? That's the problem. So here in Omkara what happened, it includes everything. And at the same time, he is beyond that. That's the beauty of Omkara. Gunaswarupa. Dakshinamurti we worship is temporary for the sake of worship. The form, we saw that. Shuddha-jnanam ekamurtaye. Unadulterated consciousness, Shuddha-jnanam. Jnana means consciousness which is only one. Murti, nature or Swarupa. He whose nature is pure, non-dual consciousness. Nirmalaya, free from all doshas, impurities. Impurities are ajnanam, ahankara, karma, punya, papa, phalam, sukham, dukkham. These are all the impurities. Therefore, prashantaya, totally undisturbed consciousness. Dakshinamurti to be studied after Upanishad studies. If not, get inspired to study. If not, you won't get inspired to study. That's the idea. Then, one more I think. Ishwaro Gururatme, that is the Murti Bheda Vibhagini Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. It is there in this book? No.
It's not in the book.
Not in the book. Okay. It is there in the some other. This is a very nice. Yeah, it's not there. It's a very nice verse. One Dakshinamurti himself is appearing as the student, teacher and the subject matter. Ishwaraha Guruhu Atmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine. Pramata, student means knowledge, pramana. So, means of knowledge, pramana. Pramata, the student. Then the means of knowledge, pramanam or guru, is the source of knowledge. But Shastra is pramanam, not guru. But guru is supposed to speak only Shastra. Therefore, the written words are not capable of communicating properly. But the same Shastra come out of a traditional Acharya, it makes sense. Therefore, Guru gives life to Shastra. Therefore, he becomes better pramanam. That is why Shankaracharya established the 4 mathas. Why? Because those Swamis, Mathatipatis, they were supposed to practice rituals also. Purva Bhaga of Vedas, that's why they carry a danda. Danda stands for the rituals. Because if the rituals are not practiced, it is only written in the Vedic books, then it will become slowly extinct. Nobody will follow it. So unless somebody stand as a symbol of practice, they will not get inspired. The same way, Vedanta in the textbook is not going to help. Somebody has to speak. That was the vision of our Gurudev. So he created how many students, teachers he created. So his vision was every city, every nook and corner of our country, continuously a brahmachari or a swami should be talking about our scriptures. Then only it will gain life. So he has achieved it in his lifetime. So what a noble vision. So, same Shastra come out of a traditional Acharya, it makes sense. Therefore, Guru gives life to Shastra. Therefore, he becomes better Pramanam. Ishvara is the subject matter, Prameyam. Here the author says the student also is the Chanamurti playing a fool. Teacher is also the Chanamurti, and the subject matter taught also the Chanamurti. Murti Bheda, different form as it were happen, appear. Atma means student here. In sleep we dream and we become all the three. Pramana, Prameya, Pramata. In his original nature, he is Vyomavat, like space, all-pervading consciousness. In his Deha, means Surupam, nature. In his essential nature, he is attributeless. But for Vyavahara, he appears as student, guru, and subject matter. So all the three. With that, now comes the Dakshinamurti Stotram. These are all Vandana slokas written by different acharyas, mostly Sureshwara Acharya. There is one more, Shivam Shivakaram Shantam Shivatmanam Shivotmam Shivamarga Pranetaram Pranadosmi Sadashivam. There is one more there. In Kerala, this one is very famous. Shivam Shivakaram Shantam Shivatmanam Shivottamam Shivamarga Pranetaram Pranadosmi Sadashivam. Now let us see the Chanamurti. Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijandargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahirivor Bhutam Yatha Nidraya Prabodha Samaye Swatmanameva Swayam. These verses are for meditation purpose. For a student who has done Shravanam and Mananam, it is an Upanishad Sara Stotra. It is the Chidamurti Ashtakam. The last two verses maybe someone added because it looks like a Palashruti. Shankaracharya offers salutations to the Dakshinamurti, and therefore it has a stotram value, and hence it is included in the daily prayer. Fourth line in all the 9 verses is the same. Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namaitam Dakshinamurtaye. I am offering the salutations to that Dakshinamurti. Since Dakshinamurti is not visible to our eyes, I consider my own Guru himself is that Dakshinamurti. Every student of Vedanta should look upon his Guru as Pratyaksha Dakshinamurti, Guru Murtaye. First 3 lines of every verse, Shankaracharya summarizes the Upanishad Sara. What is the Sara of the Upanishad? Atmajnana. My real nature is to be revealed to us. Means whatever we know about ourselves is not real. The biodata is not real. 6 feet 2 inches tall, 42 chest or something like that. Name, qualification, nationality, religion, these are all tags. They are not real. So by knowing this unreal nature of mind, there is no benefit. Bhuktaye natu muktaye. Bhagavan said to Vivek Chudamani. All this knowledge, he said, all the erudite scholarship will give you livelihood, but not mukti. By knowing your real nature, your gain is liberation from samsara. In Chandogya Upanishad, there is a beautiful episode. Narada approaches Sanat Kumaras and requests his knowledge, this knowledge. And Sanat Kumara asks Narada, what all things you studied? And he gives a list of his PhDs. My God. There's an elaborate details are there. Narada had a very big list of PhDs. Then still he says, Shokasya param tareti. Tarayami. So even though I know all these things, but I feel incomplete, sorrow. But still he was a miserable, educated person. Means I can eloquently explain my sorrow. Because you are educated. An uneducated may not be able to express. Thereafter, Sant Kumara teaches the nature of Atma. Who am I really? In all these stotrams, Acharya reveals Atma is of the nature of consciousness, which makes this body sentient and alive. We miss the real essence of us, that is consciousness, because it is an invisible principle. When we see the light, we look at the bulb and conclude that the bulb is giving light. But the invisible electricity is the real light. Behind the bulb is not seen. Bulb cannot give light by itself. Behind the bulb, there is a mysterious, invisible factor which is called electricity. When I look at the bulb, there are two things, visible and invisible. So too, with reference to our body, there are two things, visible, invisible. Actually, there are 5 principles about consciousness. Number 1, consciousness is not a part or product or property of the body. Number 2, consciousness is a separate entity which pervades and enlivens the body. Number 3, invisible consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. 4th, that invisible consciousness survives even when the body is destroyed. 5, consciousness is not recognizable when the expressing medium is absent, that is body. This consciousness is my real nature, which is called Atma, I, Aham. Aham I explained to you before. In our Sanskrit alphabet, A we start with. Then Ha. So Akuha Visarjaniyanam Kandha. Guttural. A and Ha both are guttural. You cannot keep the mouth open all the time. So Ma, Makara, close, labial. So Aham include the entire alphabets in our Aksharamala. So entire alphabet means what? Whatever knowledge you can gain. Whatever knowledge that you can gain, if it is not directed towards Aham, means if you don't know Aham and you know everything else, no use. That's the idea. To recognize this Atma, our scriptures gives a methodology. We have to switch our vision from body to consciousness. This methodology is called Drisya Viveka. This book is also written by Shankaracharya. Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik Tat Drishyam Driktumanasam Drishyadhi Vrittaya Sakshi Drigeva Natu Drishyate. Rupam Drishyam, the form and colors are considered seen with reference to pair of eyes. Now, pair of eyes also become seen from the standpoint of mind. Why? Andhyamandhya padutveshu. Because the dullness of the eyes, short-sighted, far-sighted, all that is known to you. So it becomes an object of your experience. So therefore, from the mind standpoint, eyes are also, ears also, all senses are objects. That Drishyadhi Vrittaya Sakshi. Mind also become an object of observation from the standpoint of Sakshi, consciousness. Drigeva Natu Drishyate. But that Sakshi never become an object of experience. He is Drigeva, is here alone, never becomes seen. So I am different from whatever I experience. I have experienced this hall, I am different from the hall. In fact, the whole world I experience, and therefore I am different from this world. Dismissing the world of object as different from me is easier. But come to this body, body also an object of experience. This dismissal is difficult. Therefore, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. Ignorance and knowledge are properties of the mind. I know both. I am the experiencer who is sentient. Thus, the entire anatma consists of three factors: the world, mind, and the body. The world, mind, and the body. I, Atma, is the consciousness enlivening the three. So, Aham Atma Chaitanyam Asmi and Anatma Idam Jagat Jadam Asti. Jagat, Shariram and Manaha. So, I am the Chaitanya. Up to this, Acharya take it for granted that we know. The first verse analyzes what is the relationship between I, the sentient principle, and the world, Anatma, the inert principle. Atma, Anatma, Sambandha is the subject matter of the first verse. Now Shankaracharya explained this beautifully with the help of two examples. So a relationship is possible only when two things are enjoying the same degree of reality. If we want to establish a relationship with Atma and Anatma, first we have to know their validity of existence. Both Atma and Anatma has to enjoy same degree of reality. We saw in the earlier talks that Atma is my real nature, the experiencer I who experience everything. The experienced world of objects are called Anatma, the external world, body and mind. They are all Anatma. The experiencer of these three is Aham, consciousness. All these three are matter and hence Anatma. I am the Atma is sentient and the other is inert. And what is the relationship with them? To establish this, the Acharya gives two examples. Each verse is very deep and significant verse, and one should not take it for granted. They understood the implied meaning. Every verse we should study independently. Our first example is Darpana Nagari Drishtantaha. Second example is Sopna Nagari Drishtantaha. First we study these two examples. Imagine a huge mirror is kept in the balcony of your house facing the busiest New York street. 42nd Street or you will see the whole street is reflected upon the mirror. Sometimes some restaurant also they keep a big mirror to make it look bigger. One is the mirror and the other is the reflected street or city. Reflected city is called Darpana Nagari, not the original street. Reflected Nagari. Concentrate only on the reflected city, not the original. What is the relationship between the mirror and the reflected city? Very low relationship. One is real, another is unreal. How can there be a relationship? can there be relationship? That is what in Brahma Sutra, Padhyasa Bhashya also Bhagavan is going to talk about that one. Yushmat asmas pratyayoho vishay vishayinoho tama prakashavate viruddha subhavatvat itaretara bhavanam anupapattau. He says, both are opposite in nature. How can there be relation possible? But a relationship is brought, isn't it? In our experience. How? That's called adhyasa. Now, when we make a study, we observe the following features of a mirror. Number one, that the mirror is the support of the entire reflected city. Adhishthanam, mirror. City is adheya. Adhara, adheya. No part of the reflected street or city can exist outside the mirror. Whenever you see the street, the mirror is there. Number two, reflected street does not have an existence of its own, even though I experience the city. I see the people moving about. Some of them I know personally. Sometimes cars are moving or accident is happening. But none of them have independent existence. Whereas mirror has independent existence without the reflection. But reflection cannot exist without mirror. So therefore mirror is satyam and reflection is mithya, having dependent upon mirror. Number three, whatever event happened in the reflected street will not affect the mirror. Fire, water or whatever that is will not affect the mirror. Therefore mirror akledyaha, achedyaha, ashoshyaha, by the reflected fire, water, etc. So I experience it, but the mirror is asangaha. Mirror is asangaha. What a beautiful example. Since the reflected objects are mithya, means no independent existence, free from mirror, they are as good as non-existent, means they cannot be counted with the mirror. Uncountable. What is countable is only one mirror surface. Even though there are thousands of objects reflected in the mirror, none of them enjoy the same degree of reality as the mirror. Therefore, what is established here is advayatvam, non-dual, without a second thing. One surface reflects manifold things. That also stavara jangamas, okay? Some are moving, some are not moving. Road is not moving, road is stable. That building is also stable. But people are moving, cars are moving. So you cannot say in the stable things Bhagavan is not there. Only in moving things Bhagavan is there. No, he is in both. adhishthanattvam, satyatvam, asangatvam, advitiyatvam. 4 points are there. Adhishthanattvam, satyatvam, asangatvam, advitiyatvam are the features of the mirror, and the reflection is dependent upon mirror. Therefore, the relationship of the mirror and the reflection is adhishthanattva or adheya satya mithya asangatvam sangatvam. So, advayatvam, dvayatvam sambandha. This is what Shankaracharya wants to convey through an example of Darpada Nagari Drishtantaha. Then he wants to improve the same example a bit further, and hence he gives a second example, Sopna Nagari Drishtantaha. Okay, we'll see that next class. Okay. Supna Nagari Dishtantam. Supna Nagari we saw it in Mandukya, right? Yeah. But this Darpana Nagari Dhishtanta, reflect upon it, think about it. It's very beautiful. Sham Darpada Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam. There is no sambandha at all, but we feel sambandha. That is the Aho Maya, wonder of Maya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.